Only 2 short years later, Busch Gardens Williamsburg is added again with another roller coaster, and the same as last time, this one is geared towards the whole family. Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge is a family inverted roller coaster that's continuing the legacy of the original Big Bad Wolf roller coaster. Now, as someone who has never experienced the original and not tainted by nostalgia, allow me to provide you my take on this attraction. The Wolf's Revenge is located all the way in the back of the park, tucked behind the Fest House inside Germany. The ride is completely isolated from the rest of the park, and you cannot see it unless you are riding the train. The ride stats include 2 lifts with a height of 67 feet, 2,583 feet of track, and a top speed of 40 miles per hour. Before we continue on with today's review, please do me a favor by clicking on that like button. Newcomers to my channel that love roller coasters and of course Busch Gardens Williamsburg, be sure to follow. As I already mentioned, Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge is tucked away in the back, inside Germany. The ride essentially has its own little area of the park. I love how this ride is hidden, really gives you that escapism feeling, and from what I hear, provides some excellent night rides. The theming is done very well. The ride interacts with a German village as you dip, turn, and dive throughout the layout. The village has tons of details, so much so that I don't think you will soak it all in with one ride. This roller coaster demands to be ridden multiple times, but since we were visiting during opening weekend, the line was well over 2 hours long, which prevented me from getting that coveted second ride. Regardless, though, I forced myself to soak in as much detail as possible from this one ride, and I must say, I'm really impressed. As for the foliage, the park planted a lot of trees, but they are on the younger side, so give it a few years and this coaster is going to belong even more to the forest. The queue isn't anything special, but I do enjoy the station, the look of it, and the bell located near the front. The ride operations will periodically ring this bell, which adds a whole extra layer to this attraction. This bell is basically warning those in the village that the Big Bad Wolf is on his way. The trains are top-notch with the wolf head built into the zero car of the train. Its eyes will even light up when the train leaves the station, and I would love to see how this looks at night. This coaster even sports on-ride audio. It's not overbearing like other coasters, but it's enough to add another dimension to this ride. In some ways, I feel like the level of detail that went into the theming is like an apology for the lack of theming that they used on Pantheon. Busch Gardens is bringing their attractions back to the high level of quality I expect from their brand. Being that this is a family roller coaster, I didn't expect much in the form of thrills. With that said though, I was pleasantly surprised with how fun this roller coaster is. The attraction focuses on a lot of swooping turns. The ride gets really close to the ground, just out of reach of the nearby scenery and theming. The layout doesn't really have any lull moments unless you count that second lift taking you over top the train. From the moment you leave the station up through the brake run, it's about 90 seconds. This is about average for a roller coaster and maybe even longer for a family coaster. I never felt gypped in ride time, so that is always a positive. Unlike the one train operation on Phoenix Rising, the other family inverted roller coaster from B&M, Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge operates with 2 trains. The ride staff was doing an excellent job sending those trains and keeping the line moving. I think the only complaint I've been hearing about the ride is the fact that this is a family coaster. However, I couldn't disagree more with that statement. As much as we want another high-thrill roller coaster, Busch Gardens Williamsburg is starting to connect with their root audience, and that's families. This park is a popular tourist destination for the whole family. Sure, another Pantheon level thrill would be great, but Busch Gardens is making the right call with its focus on the family. I would even expect their next major attraction to continue this general audience trend. Busch Gardens Williamsburg is pretty decked out with their roller coaster collection, and Big Bad Wolf complements their lineup. Oh, and before I forget, Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge, I didn't find any kind of rattle like you've been finding on other recent roller coasters from B&M. This is a smooth roller coaster with no rattle to detract from the ride experience. Now, to provide my overall score, taking into consideration the ride's demographics, a score of 10 seems on point. I really judge family roller coasters on a curve. The main aspect I look at is A, is the roller coaster fun, B, how well is the presentation, and C, operations. Judging from my visit, Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge is hitting on all 3 marks with some of the best theming I've seen from this park chain. Now, I guess if there was one thing I could complain about, would be the name. Saying Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge is kind of like a tongue twister to me, and it's kind of overly long, but that's a minor complaint. The roller coaster itself is thrilling enough to captivate the enthusiasts, all while being tame enough to not scare away the younger ones. I've already said this a couple times now, but night rides must be fantastic. I hear the park is actually hosting a nighttime event throughout the summer, allowing guests to experience this roller coaster in the late evening from 9 p.m. to midnight. It's a separate ticketed event, but I'm sure it will be well worth it. Well, that's gonna wrap up my mini review of Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge. Until next time, this is X Scream Thrills.